go on. Hello. Chaim Olefsky here, Chabad of the West Side. Today is a very special day, and that's not the reason, but one of the reasons why. I have Mendel with me here. This is Mendel Sapochkinski, a young shliach in Manhattan. We are getting some fresh air in Central Park. We're not the only ones. Yeah. And today is Yud Aleph Nisan. It's the Rebbe's birthday. And a great day. It's always a great time to strengthen our connection with the Rebbe. But in times when we need more guidance than ever, it's better than ever to reconnect in a strong way. You can go to Chabad.org, go other places and find inspiration from the Rebbe. Jem produces incredible videos, and something that's becoming more popular now, though it was popular in the in crowd always, Rabbi Manis Friedman. You could just do a search on him on YouTube. He's got lots of deep Rebbe wisdom related to our times right now. So check it out, get inspired. And here today I'm just going to share a story that I read this Shabbos, an amazing story. Just say hello one more time to Mendel, and then we'll continue our run. Mendel, say hi to the people. Yeah, that's Mendel Sapochkinski, grandson of Liane Hara. Okay, so the story is actually a plague story, similar to our times. It was in 1771, end of 1771. The Maggid of Mezrich was the successor of the Baal Shem Tov. The first Hasidic master, the founder of the Hasidic movement, was Yisrael Baal Shem Tov, and his successor was the Maggid. His name was Dovber, the Maggid of Mezrich. In Mezrich, in 1771, a plague broke out that was deadly. Next to Mezrich, there was a little town called Anipoli. He's one of the famous men from there. His name was Zushe. Zushe of Anipoli lived in Anipoli, right next to Mezrich. The ruler of Anipoli, I don't know if it's the count, the duke, the king, whatever he called himself, proclaimed a decree that anybody from Mezrich who would come to Anipoli, would be chopped into four. It would be split into four pieces. Basically, there was no 14-day mandatory quarantine. There was just death upon arrival. And it was clear as day. Anybody coming from Mezrich is going to die at the hands of the guards at the gate. Reb Zushe was a student of the Maggid of Mezrich. The Maggid was old and frail, and Reb Zushe, his student, was concerned for his well-being. So he told his wagon driver to go get the Maggid of Mezrich and bring him to Anipoli. His wagon driver, of course, was concerned. Said this is not a wise thing to do because of the decree that anybody who comes to Anipoli from Mezrich will be killed, chopped into four. Reb Zushe promised him, he was a holy man himself, he promised him, he says, don't worry about it, you have my promise, everything will be okay. The driver brings the Maggid of Mezrich in his carriage under a pile of hay and straw, and he successfully smuggles him in to Anipoli, brings him to Reb Zushe's house. Now the Maggid was the successor of the Baal Shem Tov. He was the most famous man at the time, so the word spread really fast that the Maggid is here in Anipoli. And it spread not just among the Jews, but it went straight to the palace where the ruler found out and heard about it. And he calls Reb Zushe in, and he calls Reb Zushe to the courtroom. And he says, didn't you hear about the decree? Don't you know that anybody coming from Mizrich will be chopped into four because of the severity of the plague there? Reb Zushe said, yes, I heard, and because of the severity of the plague, that's why I brought him here. I brought this great man here to protect us all, because he's a holy man. And Reb Zushe continued, says, you have my commitment and my promise. He says, if anybody dies in Anipoli within the next year, 12 months, you can continue as you decreed. But if not, we should be safe. And the ruler of Anipoli heard that. He was impressed, and he let it go. The story continues. This was in Kislev. The Hebrew day was Kislev Taf Kuf Lamed Beis. That's when it happened. About Hanukkah time, Taf Kuf Lamed Beis, which was 1771. End of December 1771. Exactly a year later, on Yud Tes Kislev, the 19th of Kislev, 1772, Taf Kuf Lamed Gimel, the Maggid of Mizrich passed away in Anipoli. Exactly a year later, 12 months after Reb Zushe committed that no one will die. Exactly 1 year later, the Maggid himself died. The story goes that nobody died in that year in Anipoli, not one person. And to verify it, recently a chassid went to Anipoli, to the gravesite, the graveyard, and looked, and he saw hundreds and hundreds of thousands of grave sites. He went through himself hundreds of grave sites, looking at the dates, and found not one gravestone with the date of Taf Kuf Lamed Beis of 1772, that year, and 32 graves after that, the year later, Taf Kuf Lamed Gimel. So during the year of that condition that Reb Zushe committed to the ruler, no one died, and even today there are no gravestones from that year. That's a story. I was impressed. I wanted to share that with you. And we have our own Rebbes here today, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, accessible online and through books and through internal connection. Let's reconnect with the Rebbe. A happy birthday and the Rebbe for his birthday. Was very demanding, but he didn't want anything for himself. He wanted us to be better than we were yesterday. That's our commitment, to be the best we can be. Say goodbye to Mendel. I'm doing a running story commentary with Mendel Sapochkinski. Sapo for short. Say hi. Gonna crack a smile or what? Bookie. Okay. Take care. All the best.